Greetings, all. Blessings to the universe and those out in video land, earth land. Welcome to the Q&A. Yes, this is going to be a quick one. I'm still recovering from last night. I had to work all day today. It's the summer. I think it would be really slow. I wish we were, but we're on. I'm on the part-time schedule, but it still feels like full-time. But anyway, we'll see how things go. It's going to be a slow transition. Mostly next Friday, you might see me somewhere maybe on here. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. It might be take like an hour early from work maybe. I'm not sure yet. So it's going to be a slow transition, depending on how busy I get with sessions and all that during the week. But as for me being here, we'll see if that increases or not. So anyway, let's just jump right into it, as some might say. Yeah, this is going to be a short one. I'm worn out, but we'll see. I think everything will be okay. Anyway, Yeshua's here. Everybody's here. The universe is here. God's behaving today, so that's good. I was going to do a channel message, but I'm just too tired for it. So anyway, we're going to go into this. As for what just happened in France, but that'll be for tomorrow. Yeah, I'm too tired to connect to anything right now. So anyway, all right. Question from Paul, and thank you all for submitting your questions. The link is down below. Also, we added more T-shirts to the T-shirt shop. The link is down below also, and I can't think of anything else to answer. Okay, we're gonna start again. Question from Paul. Oh, of course, I didn't cut all that out. Yeah, could you look into seeing into what psychic insight I already have to anyway. Let me start that over. It doesn't seem to be anyway. Also, could you look into seeing into what psychic insight I already have to enhance them? Exercises I need to enhance them. Also, different things to bring them stronger. Stronger. Anyway, stronger about training methods. This is what he wrote. Anyway, I hope you understood any of that. Anyway, different things to bring them stronger or training methods. Thank you. Your brother to all. Merry Christmas. Told you when this was submitted. And Happy Hanukkah. And he says MF. And love you, Joseph. Anyway, okay. Paul. One moment. Paul. How to exercise your abilities. It seems like you know how to bring the best out of people. Obviously, from what I'm gathering from that. So that is one of your traits. As for exercising, and just be you seems like to be the best way. Just be positive and be you, and you'll be have your mind not be so not negative, but just continue as you are. Just stay positive and meditate, of course, if that feels fit. I haven't meditated in such a long time, but anyway. But just to stay in this mindset and if you want to enhance your abilities, put your mind into enhancing your abilities. But not to be all the time, but you put your intentions into it. I guess it could be every day, but you put your intentions to improving your abilities, and it will come through. You become more psychic, you become more intuitive around those that are around you. And you'd be surprised what you're getting might be. You might receive too much information. So, as for equipment, just be you and just be positive and put the intention that you want to increase your abilities, and your guides will guide you when you are ready. So it depends on what you want. If you want it, you will be led, and you will find the exercises and what you need on your own, from what I'm gathering. It's always good to you're getting insight here, but it's always good to get that from those in your area also, or somewhere on the internet that you might meet to give you feedback on direction. But for the most part, just follow your heart, and it will lead you. Just if this is what you want, you will find what you're looking for. So, thank you for your question. A question from Stephen Helms. Gargoyle self. I'd like to know a little bit more information about this lifetime. Okay, well, what? It's better. All right, well, I'm just going to say what I just came through. All right, I'm not getting. What I'm getting is that gargoyles are part of like sacred information, uh, such as their guardians, also sacred information. What I got just there was that gargoyles are also connected to the elite. Also, I'm not sure how that works, but that was very interesting. As for your life, Garthian lifetimes in the Middle Ages, where actually I believe they can actually physically see them. Where do you think they got the idea from? Of course, nobody would believe them, but like in the images in their heads, as we're seeing them physically, is a possibility. At one time, yes, but a lot of them saw them in their heads because their third eye was like wide open. So yes, you had lifetimes in this Middle Age time period, Dark Ages also. They're messengers. They're spiritual messengers. It's part of it. That was your lifetime. I believe, yeah, the Dark Ages is around your time, but for you, it wasn't a dark age. It was a time of bringing information to others, uh, secrets about people that they don't know about, like wanting assisting them with their intuition, but also gathering information of. It's like you're letting others know that there's a spirit world, but in your own way, you're delivering that. Yeah, back then, those days, it was more spiritual. It was not easy to live, but it was more spiritual than it is right now, by far, because you're just the cultures. I mean, you can get rid of it, but you still can't fully get rid of it. Now you have all these cities and the Renaissance that cut a lot of that out and call it just crazy. But it was still pretty powerful during those days. So during the Roman Empire, it was strong, but it kind of died out. But during the Dark Ages, it sort of resurrected. As for spirituality, it was more known to some, not all, of course. But you're like awakening minds to their spiritual selves as a gargoyle. There's more to it than that, as usual, but that is what I'm gathering. Is the most important. A protector also. So, especially there was a lot of war there, so you were helping in the battlefield in a positive way. Of course, no one could see you. Some could, but I don't think they were scared. They saw you. They see gargoyles, and they're not afraid. Of course, they depict them as frightening, but they're not. Well, maybe looks wise, somewhat like the trolls, but it depends. Yeah, the gargoyles aren't exactly. The different types. Either way, thank you for your question. Question from EOS. EOS. Channeling request, something about channeling someone from the shadow government so you can see from their perspective. A question: I'd like to know something about my soul family, alien connections, or any other information that might be of interest to me, especially regarding my spiritual practice. Thank you. Yeah, your family had In the Middle Ages, connection with the dark arts, not anymore. Your soul family, I'm talking about your family right now. Physical family. Soul family, yeah, if you've had lifetimes with dark arts type of figures, not in your family, during the Middle Ages of now this is soul family. You mentioned shadow government, so that's where this is coming from. I want any connection, but his soul family is witches and I want to call them warlocks, but they're not what we might deceive them as. Even the witches weren't really. They were just spiritually aware. That doesn't mean they're negative, but they were aware of a lot of things. So they were seeing a negative, but because they knew so many different things. Not to say they're doing negative things. It's just that you know about a lot of things. Some of it's light, some of it's dark. It just this is the way it is. You have both of them here, and you know, you're understanding it. So you had lifetimes within that. That's probably why you're connected to this shadow elites, because a lot of them still they came from that. They still did. I mean, yeah, they were part of my bloodline family, but they still dabbled in a lot of that stuff. So they're very much involved in the dark arts, definitely. And you definitely have a connection there. During Middle Ages time, it wasn't a very long lifetime, but it was interesting. Yeah, I don't know what kind of scrolls or books or what kind of information. They did have a lot of. I believe they did have some sort of book type of creation back then that they kept around. You were part of that. As for writing things down, just observing quite a lot. You're just very involved with this group. As your alien family is Palladian. Arcturian also, but Palladian's very strong here. Some Syrian, not a whole lot. Mostly Palladian. As for any details on the Palladians, not giving me anything at this time. Yeah, your spiritual practice. Your spiritual practice. You're remembering those other lifetimes. You've had a lot of spiritual lifetimes where you dabbled in light and dark. Not, like I said, just exploration. You're going into that again. I do see a lot of stones around you that you can talk to. Angels also, Archangel Michael. Of course, your typical. Yes, you're very knowledgeable of the angelic realms. You might not remember it, but I think if you concentrate on it, you will be able to see it more carefully. Like Angel Lucifer, you called on his energies many times in your lifetimes, as many do. But not always for the best intentions. But you're still warning different things of light and dark. So, but yes, you know the angelic realm very, very. You might not remember it now, but if you dabble into that, you probably start remembering things. It's as if you already know it. That might take some time to bring that memory back, though. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thank you for your question. Question from Deb, channeling Seth. I don't know who that is. What is my? I don't know who that is. What is my purpose of this I manifestation? And I kind of unmanifest it. Yeah. It seems like a medical problem you're going to be having for a while now. You've had it with the right treatment, with the right doctor, you'll be able to unmanifest it. Always get different opinions, if that's even possible to do that. As for why this is happening, this is past life trauma. It's stirring up apparently. It's a possibility if you explore that more. I only have a little bit of information on this, but seems like it's past life karma. Um, Seems like a feels like a death in the family, and you're blaming yourself for it, which happens a lot actually. It's stuff you're holding on to. You don't need to hold on. You had nothing to do with it, but you did blame yourself for it. So you're affecting your body's being affected by it. Remember, if someone gets hurt, something you did not see, you did not see it happening. So that's why I know it sounds crazy, but that's what we're here for. Insanity. You'd be surprised. That's exactly what came through. So I'm just going to leave you with that. I know this is all insane, but that's the way it goes. Okay. Thank you for your question. Question from Special T. Channeling Quest and Andromedan. I seem to see stories in the clouds. Is there something to that? I also see some things in the crystals. Of course, one thing I connect to are the cloud people. They're at a higher density. I know, more insanity, but as for stories in the clouds, yeah, they're like messages. I want to say from the angelic world, but also from your alien world. But from what you're getting is from your angelic world. Messages to you that all will be fine. But you're going to go through some challenges, which you asked for, but you will survive them. It'll just make you stronger. That's all, General. It's better to be general. Anyway, as for crystals, yes, you've had lifetimes where you were very involved with crystals and you treated them like people, and you knew exactly what they were thinking, and they would give you messages about other people to help others, to heal others. A lot of that had to do with you see things in crystals. Yes. What I'm getting is that you actually can read their energy also. During those ancient times, some ancient time, I'm not being told, but you've done this often. As for seeing things, but you also read messages from them, such as it feels like they gave you messages for people that had hard family life. Family was not going too well. And you receive messages from these things every once in a while to give messages to others on how to help the situation. Seeing things, your third eye is opening up quite a bit. You are seeing many things. As for what? That is none of my business, it seems. Interesting. Okay, thank you for your question. I'm not sure if I can pronounce his name. Crypty CK Talk. Cryptic K. Cryptic K Talk. Okay. Channel request is Trinity. Who are my spirit guides, and what signs do they show me to let me know they are around? And what messages do they have for me? Here's some more. Why did my cat, who was a stray, came into my life last year? What happened to her before she was abused? Can't answer all of that, but as for your guide's name, female by the name of Danielle. You also have the Syrian guide, a male guide that is very strong. I wouldn't say reptilian, but very strong like a reptilian. Robin Lifetimes. Gee, yeah, that really fits that one. Because he was very athletic during that time period for good reason. Um, He calls him shaman, because he's very spiritual. Now, he wasn't very spiritual during his lifetime. What signs do they show me to let me know they are around? When I first read that, they try to cheer you up. I think they just try to make you laugh. Something about white. I mean, like white, like a wall, a white wall. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. They have the color white they use for signs. I'm not sure if that makes any sense. It doesn't. Like the purity of spirit. As for what that means, yeah, they're showing me a ball. They're not going into details of it, but like a small, like a marble. They use those every once in a while to get your attention, but usually they're not around you. But when they are around, they use those as signals to you. But they're not going into details of that either. Not going into details of one moment. I'm tired too, so I'm having my off day. Let's see what I can do here. They just try to make you laugh. There is symbolism and those things I mentioned, but they're not going into detail. It's not really important. They're just trying to make you have a better day. So if you're minding your own business and you start busting out laughing, I'm not sure if you do this, but you'd be surprised. Trinity 2020. What entities are around me? What galactic ties do I have? And it goes on and on. Okay. What entities are around me? Well, obviously your guides. There's an Andromedan around you. A tall one. Male. Yep. Just got hit in the head. He has a very complicated name. He's going to call himself Sunrise because his name is very interesting. Yeah, he's saying they have an Andromeda world that is like violet red. But it's violet. It's a love planet. It's not red like Mars. It's violet. It's just a beautiful violet. Violet's not red anyway, but violet, a violet color. That's reddish color. A planet like that is where he comes from, in an Andromedan star system. He plays a big, yes, this is a male. Plays a big role in a lot of things that you do. Mostly with your connection with males, connection with females. You have guides. You have two guides. A male guide by the name Samuel, a female name. One moment. She's going to call herself Martha. I don't think that's her name, but there's reasons behind that. Galactic ties. I know, Mr. Andromedan is very, very, very strong. The Andromedan, they say time. You're like a time watcher, you have a lot of knowledge of time. You use that it's like the beings you're just time beings. As for what that means, as over my pay grade. They don't call themselves time travelers, but they use time to manipulate as they travel. They manipulate time. They don't call themselves time travelers, but but they manipulate time all the time, all the time. For healing of planets, the healing of planets that are ill, such as this one. Apparently, they do that a lot here. Yes, they like, I know, sci-fi, create portals, and they heal certain parts of the Earth. Portals, they open certain areas where the Earth is, this planet and other worlds that are sick, and they can go back and do some repair where it didn't happen. Something around those lines. This is like fourth density stuff I'm not connected to. I am worn out, so I'm connected to what I can connect to. Yeah, it had a lot to do with that. Healing of planets. That is fascinating. Um, just very lovely species. Just very loving. And Andromedans haven't all been quite explained. There's several different types, obviously. There's reptilian Andromedans, cat type of Andromedans. There's all kinds. There's even some gray Andromedans. Yep. But they're not called grays, but they have gray DNA. So yeah, there's all different types now that have not been. There's just too many. And human-like Andromedans also that look very similar to us, they look like us, but they're still very different. But humans that look very similar to us, they are replicating a lot of things that you see in here. Not exactly, but very similar. They don't have all the drama, from what I'm gathering. Very peaceful part of the universe, that's for sure. Okay, that's all I have for today. Hopefully that was helpful. I'm worn out, so I'm doing the best I can. I would do more, but I've been lucky. Hopefully that went well. I hope so. I'm gonna try and do more of this longer. Yeah, this is a weird week. I do have some announcements. I'm gonna do other videos real quick, fast ones. Not thinking too well here, are we? There's something else, but I don't remember. Not very important. That's all she wrote, guys. You can submit, and have an announcement for the social network to help people get their questions answered. We'll see how that goes. A different type of submission process for a different type of answering. Anyway, that's separate to this. Anyway, blessings all. Thank you. Remember, I do private sessions. I do your donations are very helpful. Also, thank you all. Yeah, big stuff's coming. As for this has to do with channeling. I mentioned it earlier. I'm going to go into more detail once I figure it all out. It's not why I'm tired though, but in some ways. But yeah, it has something to do with the alien parade to some degree. That'll come through more clearly over time. Should be pretty exciting, but I don't want to give anything away. But I'm not sure when I'll be able to make that public. It shouldn't be all that long. I just had to get the basics of it together. So you know what I'm talking about. So much love, everyone. Thank you, and more to come in a minute.